Take one.
Action.
Say goodbye.
There we go.
Hello everyone and welcome back into the workshop. My name is Wesley Aring and I'm super excited to bring you this video because it has been in my head for so long and I've wanted to do this for a while and now I'm finally getting around to it. So what this essentially is going to be is kind of an overview on all the workwear that I wear when I'm out here in the shop. Now, some things you want to keep in mind here with this is that I'm located in California, so obviously the weather is going to vary drastically if you're in a different area, a different city, continent, whatever. So here specifically in Northern California, there isn't really a whole lot of snow where I'm located. And in the summer it gets brutally hot for several months at a time. So my workwear has been catered to that over the years. And I figured now that the seasons are finally changing, especially here in California, I thought that this would be a good video to make because my workwear personally is going to be changing very shortly and I wanted to share it. So with that said, we are going to be going from top to bottom and we're going to be starting off with hats. So if you've been a fan of the channel for a while, you've probably seen this hat on my head in several videos. By the way, this is an Alex Steele hat. If you don't know who he is, he's a fantastic blacksmith knife maker here on YouTube and he just makes awesome videos. So I've supported him for several years. You can really just see how weathered and worn this hat is. I've worn this hat a lot. Now the last thing you probably need is a tutorial on how to wear a hat, but I guess I could just go over this really quickly. The reason why I wear a hat in the first place is to keep sweat from dripping down into my eyes while I'm working. Like I said, here in California in the summer it gets incredibly hot and it doesn't take very long for me to get all sweaty and gross. So having a hat keeps all the sweat on the hat and not on my eyes or in my face. And I can actually change out my hat if one gets too gross. And for me, I have hair on my head and that gets really sweaty, so having a hat just kind of makes it all nice and neat. With all the hats that I wear, I typically like to wash them at least once every couple weeks. That way they stay nice and fresh. Alrighty, moving downwards, we got sweatshirts. Now, like I said earlier, I'm in California, so I do not have to deal with snow or sleet or anything icy or very cold, thankfully. Now, with that said, a sweatshirt is the furthest thing that I have to go to keep my body warm. The entire category of sweatshirts and jackets and that sort of thing, for me personally, can be broken down into a light sweatshirt and a heavy sweatshirt. Heavier jackets and that sort of thing I don't personally have to wear, like I just said. But starting over here with a lighter sweatshirt, this one specifically is from Duluth Trading Co. If you've seen any sort of workwear on the internet, Duluth is probably one that you've probably seen. But this one specifically is a thin fabric. It's a little bit stretchier, so it's not too restrictive when you're actually working. This one obviously has a hoodie as well, which I don't really need or use, but it's a nice thing to have on there because after all, it is a sweatshirt. Now, moving on to the next one. Now, in a perfect world, I wouldn't actually want a front pocket. You know, this is just a typical sweatshirt, but for woodworking, there's a lot of sawdust that tends to get here in the front pocket. So that's one thing that I do have to kind of live with, and it's not the end of the world by any means. And the next layer are going to be t-shirts. I'm not really going to spend a whole lot of time on these because there isn't really much to talk about. The one thing I do want to mention though is if you're going to be working outside, a black t-shirt is going to be a lot more hot than a white t-shirt or a lighter color t-shirt. Right here I got my work pants and my work shorts. The majority of the year I'm going to be wearing shorts just like these. These are heavy duty cargo shorts I got from Duluth Trading Co., the same company I just talked about earlier. These come in a ton of colors. There's this color, khaki, blue, green, black, gray, any color really you could find. This specific pair I've probably had for like 4 years and I've worn them a whole lot. On the rear of the shorts, the thing I absolutely love on these Duluth shorts is this tab where the belt goes through along the back. And this is super nice because it keeps the belt actually in line along the whole length of the shorts, because when you're bending down and moving and twisting and working, this tab keeps that belt in place perfectly. I mean, there isn't really that much to share about these. They're just a good solid pair of work shorts that I've been super happy with over the years. Now, the next pair I'd like to talk about are the Carhartt pants. For me specifically, Duluth only makes a 34-inch inseam, and I'm a 36-inch inseam. And Carhartt does supply those, but Duluth does not. So in a perfect world, I would go with Duluth over Carhartt in terms of work shorts and pants. And I have to say, these have actually been pretty good. I mean, the one thing that these don't have is that back loop on the back. It's only one little tab like this that is, just like on all the sides. Again, I would highly recommend getting a pair, maybe not Duluth or Carhartt, but at least a work pair of pants that have this little tab on the back and that heavy stitching. So that is pretty much my take on shorts and pants here for the workshop. So moving on to belts. Now I don't know actually what company these are supplied by. I purchased this over on eBay. There was a supplier that was selling these, and like you just saw, there's a black color and also kind of like a brownish tan color. And these are super supple. I don't even know what the material is, and there hasn't been any wear or tear that I've seen on these. Now keep in mind, I've also worn these for maybe 2.5 to 3 years. This belt originally I think was designed for like paramedics, first responders. However, there's people selling them on eBay, and that is where I was able to purchase this one. I mean, the first time I opened these and held it in my hand, I was surprised at just how heavy and high quality just even like the metal is. And I think for like firemen, first responders, paramedics, those sorts of folks, they need the top of the line stuff, and this definitely is that. So I'll leave a link down below if I could find it on eBay to the one that I purchased. And when you buy this belt, you actually get it pretty long, so that then when you actually get it, you wrap it around your waist and get your measurement and then cut it to the final length so that then you can burn the edge. And here's a quick shot of what that belt looks like in the back of those shorts with that tab I was just talking about. And because I know I'm gonna get a couple of comments or jokes about it, I think that underwear, boxers, briefs, whatever you want to wear, it's up to you. I think that's a little bit TMI for this channel, so you can make that decision on your own. Alrighty, so moving on to socks. I pretty much have 2 pairs of socks that I wear. I have this pair that I wear with my work shoes, and then these that I wear with my work boots. And these are made, well actually both of these are made by Darn Tough. After doing some research on good quality work socks, the thing I found was that wool is actually an extremely good material. When you're working in the shop for several hours a day, having good socks on your feet is extremely important for both your feet and just for your overall comfort of your body. All the socks I've worn from Darn Tough I've had for at least 2 years, and I haven't gotten a single hole or tear or rip in any of the socks. And that goes for all of them. I mean, even these short ones right here. I have several pair in white and several pair in black. I don't know any terminology with like fabrics or shoes or anything like that. I am a consumer just like you guys. Like, I've had these socks right here for several years, and there isn't any wear on the bottom, and there's no holes or anything. So I would highly recommend Darn Tough. And the last thing I'm going to cover, and probably the most important, is actually work shoes and work boots. So in terms of price, comfort, and also just the convenience of being able to go out to the store and just buy a pair of shoes, it comes down to Asics shoes for me. I think with the Asics brand specifically, a lot of their running shoes, the technology that they have in that transfers into things like their casual shoes, their hiking shoes. And that's nice though, because in the summer, these are able to breathe well in combination with the Darn Tough socks. And Asics size 15, I can rock all day. And like I just mentioned, I'm a size 15 shoe. And it wasn't until I found this company and got these boots that my feet were actually happy in a pair of work boots. So these are made by Nick's Boots. And these are custom made for my feet. So these boots specifically, I believe, are called Hot Shot. I did go with the Hot Shot over the Builder Pro. They were, I think it was just maybe a little bit more money. If you go on the Nick's website, which like I said, I will leave down below, you can go and research all of that just like I did. Now, if you're like me and you have kind of an odd shaped foot or ankle or calf or something like that, I think that investing in a high quality pair of boots that are also then custom made for your specific feet is incredibly beneficial. Woodworking is by no means the same as wildland firefighting, but these boots are capable of that, and that became very clear to me when I was actually wearing them for the first week or so. This is a top of the line boot, but I plan on having these for a very, very, very long time. So I wanted to invest in a nice quality pair of work boots because, well, comfort is extremely important in the shop. And also with nicks or whites or any other, high quality custom boot, you can actually get the sole or the uppers or different parts of the boot replaced as they wear down, which also is nice because then it protects your investment in terms of you don't have to go out and buy a new pair of boots every time an old pair wears down. Wow, that was a lot of information to cover. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I've been wanting to make this video where I talk about all this stuff for a while, and I'm glad that I finally got around to doing it because there's all this information out there that most people don't know about. Nothing that I have on this cart right now is permanent, and if you looked at this cart right here of all my workwear 2 years ago, it would have looked completely different. Just like in 2 years from now, it's going to look even more different. But for you guys, the viewers, I wanted to make sure that I got this information across to you because at the end of the day, our bodies are what we need to be taken care of. So I hope that you could maybe find something useful or valuable from this because just like you, I myself am a consumer and I'm constantly trying to find things that could improve my life out here in the shop, whether that's with tools, workwear, or really anything. So with that said, I would also like to highly encourage you down in the comments below to leave a comment if you have something useful or valuable that you could give to me or other viewers of this video. That way we all could improve our education on workwear in the shop. So with that said, I think I've talked long enough here for this video, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and found something useful from this, and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, that way you know when I drop a new video. That's all I got for this one, and I will see you guys in the next one.